A Kangaroo Fern production.
Welcome.
to Guerrilla Podcast, Fresheyes.
Bloggers. Okay, it's very easy because from the very start, one of the most influential person that influenced me to blog is my friend, comic book artist. His name is Jerry Alangilan,
Yeah,
and
I know Jerry. Yeah,
unfortunately he died last year.
last year, Jerry. Yeah,
Yeah, he died last
Come
year.
Comekero.
I didn't Comekero.
Yeah.
Comekero.com. For me, he's my favorite because he's the one who I saw that he blog on personal touch, and at the same time he publishes his work in progress in drawing and in comic books, and for me that's how blogging works back then, and it's like reading an open book of a person, and you learn many things about the person. Sometimes their words are very influential. You learn something. I'm not a comic book writer or artist, but through them, I learned something new. I started writing a comic book story. Actually, I already joined two of his Comicero anthology comic book. I contributed some comic book stories, and I saw it in a comic book format, and I'm surprised. Oh my God, I can do that too. I'm not a professional comic book writer, but I created a comic book based on my story. And because of that, it's the influence of the person or the person behind those blogs that influenced me. Not just Jerry Alangilan. There are a lot of names on the internet. There's also Ariel Atienza, also a comic book creator, one of the biggest influencer. Kasi sabay sila eh. They are the first two that I saw blogging behind the computer because Ariel Atienza has a comic shop, a computer shop in Mandaluyong City, and I always hang out there every day. And I saw him. He's very busy writing and then posting his artwork. So that's one of the influence that me as a sometimes an event organizer, I post work in progress or production blog because I noticed that you can use blog platform as your journal in making projects. And a good example for blog is that Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson,
In
the
New Zealand,
director
yeah.
of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that he created the journal and a video blog documenting the behind the scenes of making the trilogy of Lord of the Rings. So to that, okay, the blogging is not just for personal stories, but also for your works so that you can inform your fans, your readers on what you are doing.
That's correct. So another question I'm thinking right now is because of the situation all over the world, the situation of the coronavirus, the COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think to insensitive influencer? So they making
Yeah, it's a big debate. Recently, I we and some of my fellow creators are discussing about insensitive creators who are they're not taking this COVID-19 seriously, and they have the luxury. Yes, they have the luxury to travel around, enjoy whatever thing that they do, but we cannot force them to stop. Because it's their life. We cannot do that. We cannot control it. All we can do is that complain or criticize them. And it's like when you see a bad example, like for example, you saw a bad example. Don't be the next bad example, but be the good example. Diba? So what I can say is that just let them be, let them enjoy, and if they get the virus, that's their problem. It's their fault because they're not careful. They're not following the government's request to stay home, diba? So we just pray that doesn't happen to them. We just pray that they are fine. They bring joy and entertainment to their readers and viewers. And for me, I'm at home, so I just create content that I can do inside my home. For example, I just reviewing cameras, reviewing some technology. There is a time that I'm already cooking. I'm already
I saw
showcasing
that.
my yes. So I'm not sure for tomorrow. Maybe I'll be reviewing my washing machine. Just to keep me busy during this quarantine lockdown. There's no problem. It's just my joy in creating content, adding entertainment to my viewers, and if ever I got out, for example, I got a chance to get out to walk around. I might get in trouble if I created the content. I should keep it to myself because it's very sensitive. People will get hurt because everybody is doing their part as a citizen, following the government's law or request to stay home. And if I join the bad example club, for example, it will just hurt many people. Not me, it will hurt many people because they will say that I went around very carelessly, very irresponsible. It will just destroy my credibility as
Mhm.
a blogger, content creator. All
Can you
right.
give can you give us help and tips for the people who is planning to be or becoming a content creator? What is your tips? Because you've been blogging since 2003. There's a lot of difference happening
Yes.
during that decade.
Yes.
So for people that is gonna start today, what are your help and tips to them?
Well, for me, my tips will be uh, don't be afraid, try to experiment, and know your interest because the content that you are creating will not just benefit you, but also benefit the people in the internet, the people who are reading the internet, because the information that you post will help adding more information. For example, I got I learned how to use the washing machine by a 10-year-old kid who posted how to use a washing machine on YouTube. Because to that, that 10-year old kid can do more. Even not just uh, showing how to use a washing machine. That's a good example. And that's the passion of the 10-year-old kid. Share some information, share the right way to use those machines, for example, and it's a very authentic and personal content. It's not for everyone, but it will help. Uh, it will help transferring the knowledge to people who are seeking uh, some answers to their question. For me, I sometimes I Google on how to tie a necktie, for example, because I don't know how to tie a necktie. Because here in the
Mhm.
Philippines, we don't wear neckties.
It's too
I
hot.
only wear necktie. Yeah, it's too hot. We only wear neckties. There's a wedding. There's a formal event, and once a year I just go to Google or go to YouTube and learn how to tie a necktie. I just spend some 15 minutes learning from it, and yeah, because of those information are being created by individuals, people should not afraid to share. They should remember, uh, be true to themselves and not post fake news. That's one of my tips for them. If they're going to create content for fake news, they should stop and just go to TikTok instead. They should
Just
dance,
dance.
dance all day. Yeah,
Just dance
dance
all
all
day.
day instead of creating fake news.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or via RSS. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, rate and review this podcast and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and if you want to know more, check out kangaroofern.com.